Just in case you've been in a coma all week, here are some happenings you should know about. The second Republican debate was held at the Reagan Library in California with 7 candidates on the stage. Another game show pretending to be a debate. I mean, no one's soared above the fray, but DeSantis had a decent night, mainly because he didn't rudely interrupt others and talk over them. Nikki Haley was having a good night until her personal attacks against Vivek Ramaswamy went nuclear, and she came across sometimes as shrill, giving Vivek an opportunity to rise above it with the look of a happy warrior. And he helped himself in not returning a cheap shot with another cheap shot. Now, I still wish these events would allow the candidates to control the topics instead of TV hosts, and that each candidate would be given exactly the same amount of time. I also wish for world peace and ice cream and pony rides for everyone. Now, the candidate who wasn't there, but who continues to hold a 30, 40, 50-point lead over all the other Republican candidates is, of course, Donald Trump. He's the only candidate. Looks like he holds that lead here. He is the only candidate who doesn't need to debate to get attention. Even if some of the attention he gets, he'd probably rather not have. In fact, in New York, where crime, high taxes, and illegal immigrants overrun the state's resources, another official reminds us why so many people are fleeing the Empire State. Another New York judge ruled this week that Donald Trump exaggerated the value of some of his properties. Oh boy. This judge was specific in saying that the luxurious Mar-a-Lago property in Palm Beach, Florida, is only worth $18 million. Now, I want you to understand, it's 20 oceanfront acres, 162,000 square feet of development. Forbes estimated it's worth somewhere between $350 and $725 million, probably a lot closer estimate of its value than a hyper-partisan Trump-hating New York judge gave it. I've been to Mar-a-Lago several times. I want to tell you something. If I could buy it for $18 million, I'd sell both kidneys and close that deal today. Yeah. Well, come to think of it, actually, I'd sell one of Trey's kidneys. His are much younger, and they would probably bring more. So anyway, there are reports that 80-year-old Joe Biden's staff are so afraid of him continuing to fall that they're trying to keep him from events in which he has to walk most anywhere. However, we have been able on this show to obtain exclusive video of a new kind of safety suit that has been purchased for the president to prevent injury in the event that he falls. I want you to take a look at this suit. Pretty cool. I mean, if you fall, it's like an airbag. It goes off and protects your head, your back, your legs, basically bubble wraps you. I think that is a great idea for the White House staff, and we have it on good authority. The president is getting one of those. Well, in other news, we've seen another crazy crime wave in another Democrat-run big city, this time Philadelphia, where a mob of youths overran the city center, rioting and looting, and make it an impossibility for the police to stop it. But don't think it was just about robbing high-end clothing stores or the Apple Store. Nope. It's all about ending poverty and making sure people have something to eat.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat.
Everybody must eat. You know, it looks like she's had something to eat, to be honest with you. But I'm not sure that this whole thing is really about putting groceries on the table, unless the looters really like eating iPhones.
Free iPhones! Free iPhones! Free iPhones!
I always had to buy mine, you know. Anyway, if you see a large mob of rioters breaking store windows, fighting with police officers, and looting hundreds of thousands of dollars of jewelry, electronics, and purses, just remember, they aren't really thieves. They're not violent criminals. They're just mostly peaceful protesters, just looking for some bread.
Things were thrown back and forth. Police started using some of those crowd dispersal tactics like tear gas, even playing very loud sounds to push them out.
Maybe this has to do with the fact that people aren't paying their rent and are scared to pay their rent. And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
Yeah, shoplift some bread or go hungry. Thank you so much, AOC. You make us proud explaining all this, because these are just people stealing from clothing stores and jewelry stores because they're shoplifting some bread. Huh? I'm not sure how they eat those fine fashions or why they thought they could get a loaf of Wonder Bread from the Gucci store, but I'm sure AOC knows best. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you will now. The button is just below this video, and there's a little bell next to it. If you click on those, YouTube will reluctantly start letting you know when we've got a new video uploaded.